27th January 2022 Morning Murli Om Shanti BapDada Madhupan. Sweet children, your days of happiness are now coming. Renounce being concerned about the opinions of others and the codes of conduct of Iron Age family clans and earn an income. Claim the full inheritance from the father. Question: by making which effort will your final thoughts lead you to your destination? Answer: Baba says, children, forget everything you have studied until now and simply remember one thing: keep quiet. Consider yourselves to be souls and make effort to remember the Father. The Father doesn't give you children any difficulty but saves you from stumbling from door to door. He frees the poor children from incurring debts for wedding, etc. Baba says, children, become pure and your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. Song: have patience, O mind, your days of happiness are about to come. Om Shanti. This is a song of the path of devotion. Those people don't understand the meaning of it. Only you children know it. Our days of happiness, for which we are making effort, are now truly coming. The more effort you make, the more happiness you will receive. You are filling your aprons by following Srimad. The path of devotion is called the night of Brahma. They don't know when the Father, the purifier, will come. Your children know that the end of the Iron Age and the beginning of the Golden Age is called the Confluence Age. You are now awakening them from the sleep of Kumbhakarna. Human beings remember the One Father, the purifier, the ocean of knowledge. They don't remember the ocean from which rivers of water have emerged. There they have a meeting of rivers, not of the ocean and rivers. The speciality is the meeting of the ocean with the rivers. There definitely has to be the ocean. The true Father who establishes the Golden Age is telling you the true story of changing from an ordinary man into Narayan. People remember him and call out, "Oh, purifier, come." Only when God comes at the Confluence Age can it be said that there is the meeting of souls with the Supreme Soul. This is the true meeting. You can write, this meeting of souls with the Supreme Soul only takes place once, at the most auspicious Confluence Age, when the impure world changes and definitely becomes pure. That is the pure world and this is the impure world. This is the true meeting when the purifier Father comes, purifies impure souls and takes them back home with him. The meeting of souls with the Supreme Soul takes place in order to make the impure world pure. A cartoon of this should be created. Baba explains all of this to you in advance. Generally, they go to the confluence of three rivers, means Triveni, on Shivratri. You should have the intoxication of explaining all these things. Those who are able to explain well would also explain tactfully. Otherwise, they would just continue to speak too much. You should explain the true and false meaning of the Kumbh Mela. This is the confluence age when the impure world becomes the pure world. Therefore, this is the true meeting. Those people are sleeping in Kumbhakarna's sleep of ignorance. They say that God is omnipresent, He is the purifier, and so He has to come to purify everyone. You know, this is the only confluence age when there is the stage of ascent. After the golden age, you have to descend. All the time that has passed is said to be over. After gradually becoming old, everything becomes completely old. The symbol of your swastika is also made in that way. Satapradhan, Sato, Rajo and Tamo. You know you are now making effort to claim the inheritance of constant happiness from the father. Baba inspires you to make very easy effort. He doesn't give you any difficulty, but in fact he saves you from stumbling from door to door. There are so many expenses incurred for a wedding. The poor have to take loans in order to get their children married. Baba frees you from those debts, etc. He saves you from falling into hell and also from expenditure. That is why many poor ones come here. So many very good Kumaris used to come here. Then suddenly there were storms of loss. They got engaged and then got married. After they had married, they repented that they had made a big mistake. It takes time. The father tried so hard to save you. Wealthy ones cannot come here. Neither do they claim the inheritance, nor do they allow their creation to earn a true income. The poor too have many dirty customs and systems. The opinions of society and codes of conduct of family clans completely kill you. When some children don't study well, they end up in the extreme depths of hell. The Father has come to remove you from the extreme depths of hell. Some don't live there. You are not animals that you would have to be pulled by a rope tied through your nose in order to be saved. He continues to explain to you. Because the Father is the Creator. He explains to you children. Children earn a true income and also inspire your children to do the same. Nevertheless, there are so many complications. There is a conflict if the wife comes and her husband doesn't, or if the husband comes and the children don't. Everything is explained to you very clearly. The main thing is purity. Children write to Baba, Baba, I became angry. So it is explained why do you become angry with your children. It has been shown that Krishna's mother, Jashoda, tied his hands and tied him to a wooden pole. However, there was nothing like that. The children follow the highest codes of conduct and are very entertaining. Here too, some children are very good. They have very good manners in the way they speak to others. There are so many children here. Some don't follow Srimad or obey the rules at all. There are, of course, some laws. Those who work in the military ask, Baba, we have to eat their food. What should we do? Baba says, try to eat pure food. In desperate circumstances, eat your food after giving it drishti. What else can you do? You can get bread. You can take honey, butter, potatoes, etc. Whatever habit you have instilled will continue. You have to ask in every situation. Baba makes everything very easy. The best is to become pure. Some children are such that they completely ruin their family. They waste their father's property and defame his name. It is in the intellects of your children that your days of happiness are coming. So, why not make effort and claim the highest on high status? Only by making effort will you claim a status. Mama and Baba are seated on the throne. The God and Goddess of knowledge then became the Emperor and Empress. God gives you knowledge too. If you take this knowledge and also make others the same as yourselves, you will become prince and princesses. You should follow the mother and father. There is no question of blind faith in this. Some became followers of sannyasis, but they don't truly follow them. Those who want to belong to the religion of renunciation would not stay at home. They would definitely make effort to become sannyasis. The path of devotion begins according to the drama. Everyone has to go through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. First of all, look at Sri Krishna. He definitely has to take 84 births. He too must now be in his last birth, for only then could he come at the beginning. Lakshmi and Narayan are number one, and they are now at the end. and will then claim number one. Who made them into the masters of the world? When did they receive the inheritance? Your children know that they received the inheritance at the confluence age. The whole kingdom is to be established. Your Brahmins have taken 84 births and you are now playing your parts. These are matters that have to be understood very well. However, some imbibe certain things and others imbibe other things. This is a matter of making effort. The Father personally tells you through the mouth of Prajapita Brahma, I have come, so remember me, and your sins will be absolved by having this yoga. The soul says, yes, Baba, I am listening through those ears. How could you teach Raj Yoga without a body? There is definitely the birth of Shiv. I come, but no one is aware of this. Baba explains, I only enter the body of Brahma every cycle. He has taken the full 84 births. There cannot be any change in this. He was an emperor. Then he became a lord of knowledge and he now has to become an emperor again. This drama is predestined. Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are remembered. Only Brahma would be called the father of people. Neither Vishnu nor Shankar would be called that. People means human beings. It is said, I change human beings into deities. He doesn't create a new creation. Baba asks, children, will you now go to heaven? Will you surrender yourselves? I have now come. Therefore, remember me. As much as possible, continue to reduce the remembrance of bodily beings. Yes, you are karma yogis. You may do everything during the day, but together with that, stay in such a remembrance that you remember me alone at the end. Otherwise, you will have to take birth where your love is connected. It takes effort to live at home with your family and remember the Father. The Father says, stay awake at night. Your health will not be spoiled. In fact, you will receive more strength by having yoga. Become a spinner of the discus of self-realization and spin the discus. O beloved children who have conquered sleep. He is telling this to the one whose chariot he has taken. You know that he becomes an emperor and so he has to conquer sleep. Service has to be done during the day and you have to earn an income at night. Devotees wake up early in the morning. Their gurus tell them to turn the beads of the rosary. They wouldn't be able to do that at work. Some people turn the beads of a rosary in their pockets. So, wake up early and remember Baba. You should churn the ocean of knowledge. Only by having remembrance will your sins will be absolved. In order to become ever healthy, stay in ever remembrance, means constant remembrance. For only then will your final thoughts lead you to your destination. You will then receive a very high status. There is no need to stumble around. Remain in silence and just study. Forget everything else you have studied up to now. Children, consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father. It is the soul that makes the body do everything. Each soul is Karan Karavanhar. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, too comes and works through this one. The soul acts and also inspires actions. Only when you imbibe these points very well will you become worthy. Baba considers those who understand everything and who then explain to others to be worthy. They are worthy of claiming a high status in heaven. He considers those who don't explain to others to be unworthy of a high status. The Father says, become worthy of becoming kings and queens. Such children are called worthy children. These matters have to be understood. You don't need to do anything else. Baba frees you from everything else. Simply remember one thing. Whatever you remember in your final moments, serviceable children will quickly make cartoons from Baba's Murlis. They will churn the ocean of knowledge. Your children have to do service. Serviceable children receive blessings from the Father. Blessings are also number-wise. Thus, Unlimited Father says to all of you children, follow the mother and father. Thus one receives knowledge from Shivbaba. Brahma claims a high status, so why not you? If you follow now, you will receive a high status for cycle after cycle. If you fail now, you will fail cycle after cycle. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, in order to receive the father's blessings, be serviceable. Do the service of making others the same as yourselves. Become a god of knowledge and then an emperor or empress. Second point, make effort to stay in remembrance of the one Father. Don't have attachment to any bodily being. Become a conqueror of sleep and earn an income at night. Blessing, may you become a loving image by transforming your first fairy form with your cool form of love. Explanation, in return for your love, the Father, the bestower of blessings, gives you the blessings. May you be a loving image at every moment, for every soul and in every situation. Never abandon or forget your loving image, your loving face, your loving interactions, connections, and relationship of love. No matter how fearsome a person, matter, or Maya may be, even if they come in front of you in the fairy forms, constantly continue to transform them with the coolness of love. Create a world of love with your loving drishti, attitude, and actions. Slogan, you can develop power to overcome all difficulties, so never be afraid. Om Shanti. Experience the stage of being merged in love. Souls who are equal and have a stage of being merged in love are always yogi. They are not those who have to make effort to have yoga, but are merged in love. If they are not separate, they have no need to make effort to remember. They automatically have remembrance. Where there is the company, there is natural remembrance. The stage of souls who are equal is of staying together and of being merged. Om Shanti.